Well, welcome back, everybody. It's a very early morning here. It's not even light outside, but I had to get up early so I could try and get these videos done for you. What we're going to work on today, while I drink my coffee, is a spiral knot design. Excuse me while I get myself together here. So we're going to do a simple spiral knot design, something like this. It's kind of taken from, inspiration is taken from a book from an author who goes into how to break down these knots historically, their historical context. I'm going to put a link to his books, a couple of his books in my blog that goes with this one. But inside this book, this guy does, he does a lot of really cool stuff. And this particular tutorial is kind of taken from one of his, but I kind of give it my own twist because the way he broke it down was kind of a little confusing for me, so I had to figure some things out on my own. So, all right, so let's get moving here. Just trying to get myself together this morning. And it's like a cold November morning, so I'm just trying to wake up as I do a little bit of this for you. Okay, let's get started. So let's take a quick look at this again, because I kind of flashed that across pretty quick for you. So we're going to do a spiral that kind of goes this way and then kind of has an X through it. This is also a design element that's found in the Book of Darrow, and we've been working on that for some previous tutorials that I've done. So we're just going to continue. This will probably be the last one from that because I want to move on and do some other stuff. But I want to just do a basic spiral today. And then the next video, I'm going to take that spiral and make a four panel pattern out of it. And then I think after that, I'm going to do maybe a circular spiral pattern and maybe a different design, because this is only one design and one style. Okay, so let's set this up. What we need for this one, we're going to need a 4x4 grid. So this is one part of the grid, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 across, 4 down, 4x4 grid. Okay, and then mark the corners of your grid. Mark the edges and the corners and all the interior corners with a dot. And then go in and mark the exact center of each square with a dot. Okay, and I'm not doing that on camera because that's tedious, and I think you can figure that out. Now, once you've done that, the first thing we're going to do, and these are just kind of guidelines, and it doesn't even need to be done really. It was done in that author's tutorial, but I kind of took it from that, but it doesn't need to be. It's just there as a guideline to mark where your circle is going to be. So in the middle of each side panel here, you're going to connect 2 dots in the middle just to create guidelines. That's basically going to be the center of a concentric ring of circles. So let's do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle on the outside of that line. Then we're going to draw a circle on the inside of that line. And then draw a circle on that line. There are probably, as I say in all of my videos, there are different ways of doing different things, right? This is just my way, okay? All right, now we have our circle here. Let's do a square, or not a square, an X down the middle. So in the middle of this, you're going to connect your dots from one grid, corner grid, to the next, going through the center. Okay? And you do an X. Okay. And now we're going to do parallel lines on either side of these lines that match the width, more or less, of this. That's becoming a thread, right? Don't worry about where they end right now, just try to make the lines. So yeah, I did kind of take this from the author's book to some degree, but I'm giving it my own twist, just because I felt like to break it down for a video in a way that I can follow, you can follow, you know, we needed to do it a little different. So, all right, so we have the beginnings of this. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to make this connection and this connection up here. Okay, so to do that, well, I should have done that first, but it's okay. All right, we're going to erase a corner of these curved lines. I jumped ahead. I should have done this first and then did the X in the center. But it's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there in the end. It's early. All right. So this thread here, we're going to leave dangle for a moment. Okay. And then this thread up here, we're going to sort of extend it and let it dangle. We'll clean it up later. The main idea is we want now, instead of this line connecting to here, we're going to connect the next line over. Like that, only a little bit neater. And then instead of this line connecting to this, it's going to connect to this one. So we're just doing and it's a little early in the morning. I haven't got my thinking cap on yet. Okay, you get the idea. We'll clean it up later. All right, so let's clean up this. Just because I'm anal that way, I can't stand that when I do things like that. All right, what we don't need from this X is we don't need this line from here to here, just that little portion. We don't need it because this line is now going to make a connection. It's going to connect here. Okay. See where it connects? Right there. Now we got to connect this straight line up here. And this straight line, we need to connect. So I need to make a new line, pretend it's coming out from the junction between here and here, and it's going to match it's going to meet that. And we need the top of the line to close the thread. Just like that, yeah. All right. So now we have our spiral. And it's enclosed, but we have to enclose this. So this is, I'm just doing this for the tutorial. You can stylize this any way you feel like. But we're going to do that. All right, so now we have our spiral and we have all of our lines enclosed. So we have a thread. So we'll start here. Our spiral has become a thread that's been attached to an X. And then this thread right here is its own thread. Okay? And we're almost there. The next step, the last step in this, is to do the overs and unders. So let's start in the middle and let's decide that this is going to be an over, a thread that goes over. Okay, so if it's going over, then this one has to be alternated the other way, right? And then it's going to go this way. So it's like a pinwheel kind of an effect that you're creating. Okay, so we work from there to wherever, whichever direction you want to go in. Just pick a direction. It'll all end up the same way. So we're going to start here, and we're going to go, let's see, I'm going to try and follow my previous tutorial. We're going to go this way. Okay, so it went under. It's going to go over this one. And for now, I'm just going to darken it so you could see it. All right, it went over and it's going to go under this one, so these lines here disappear. Or actually, I keep doing this, but not both lines, just one, because this is a double thread. So keep that in mind. You're working with a double thread back to back. Okay, now if this one is going under, we're going to go over this one. Remember, double thread, just to erase one line. And you're looking for basically another pinwheel effect at this junction. All right, and then it's going to go, so that means this one is going to go this way. If we're going to complete the pinwheel, right? So every junction is going to be a pinwheel like that. All right, so let's go back this way. All right, we got this junction. It went under, and it's going to go over. No, over. It went under, and it's going over. And then just draw out the pinwheel. All you really need to do is just do one, and then the rest of the junction is your pinwheel. Use my hand dandy brush. All right, let's go to this. We'll go this way. All right, so this went over. We're going to do an under under, under, under. The coffee hasn't made its way to my brain yet. The 2 sips that I've had so far. All right. So we went over and we're going under. It means we're going to finish the pinwheel. I staggered out of bed this morning. It was still dark. It was still cold out. But I'm here, guys, with my coffee. All right. I just want to do this before everybody in the house wakes up, and then I have a problem because I have too much noise. All right. And we have one more juncture to do, and that's this one here. So we're going to go, all right, it went under. Actually, we're not going to do that because that is confusing because it looks like the threads go in different directions, and it's not. All right. So this one went under, and it's going to go over this one. And you're going to say that to yourself a lot when you're doing this stuff. Under, over, under, over. All right, what am I doing? Okay. Yeah. See, this one I have to erase both because it went under this thread and it's going to go over this thread here. So that's your juncture. This is not a pinwheel juncture. All right, so what we want to do now, okay, so what we want to do now is check ourselves. All right, because this is it. This is the end of it before you go and you do a design of your own and stylize it and stuff like that. But before you do that, go back and double check it. So pick a spot. I'm going to pick here because it's the corner. We're going to follow the thread this way. So we went over this thread, under this one, over, under, over this one. We're looping around, and it's going under, over, under, over. It's looping around. It's going under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and we're back where we started again. Okay, so there we go. That was just a real quick tutorial, and you can see where that gets to here. Okay, and then you can see how I filled it all in. Okay, so what we're going to do again is I'm just going to take this quick tutorial to the next level, and in the next tutorial I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek of what that's going to be once I get all my papers out of the way here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this spiral and we're going to create an 8x8 pattern with it. Okay, so stay tuned to the next. Stay tuned for the next video. If you want to read the blog that accompanies this, I'm going to try and remember to put the link in the description for you, or in one of the comments. I'm probably going to list this one on Patreon for free. I do have a Patreon page. I'll have a link to that, and you can head on over to Patreon. It's $4 a month for a membership. There is some free stuff there too, just like most of it is the same stuff that's here on YouTube. But you can become a member of my Patreon channel for free if you want to support me further, which will help me greatly be able to do more in-depth videos. It's $4 a month. It's only one tier because I just can't deal with all kinds of fancy stuff. I'll give you basic stuff that's on YouTube will be free. Things that I delve more deeply into, that I spend a little more time on, that'll be stuff that I will have your privileged membership for, okay? If you like these tutorials that I'm doing here, make sure to like and subscribe this channel. Share it to anybody that might be interested. You can follow me on my blog. You can follow me on my social media. I'm really making a push to try and get things moving with my business. I don't have any other income, so this is it for me. Okay, so please like, subscribe here on YouTube, join me on Patreon, join me on my social medias, read my blog, and stay tuned for the next, I'm going to call it part 2 of this tutorial, where I do an 8x8 grid with a pattern that uses this spiral style repeated. Okay? Other than that, have a great day, guys. Happy drawing, and have a good day. I said that already, didn't I? Have a good day. Happy drawing. Bye-bye.